Hey, what's up everyone? MLT Magic Tricks here. So in this video, I'm going to be performing and then teaching you this really great teleportation style card trick that I certainly think you should add to your routine. So make sure you stick around to learn this one. But before we get into the performance, if you are new here to the channel, make sure you subscribe with those post notifications on for more card and magic trick performance and tutorial videos like this one. And also I did launch an online store called Infinite Magic Tricks that has a variety of magic tricks and essential magic products for any magician. So make sure you check that out if you are interested. The link will be in the description. But anyways, let's get right into this performance. Okay, so I'm going to start off this trick by showing you guys the 4 blue-backed cards that I have. We also have a red-backed deck on the table. We will get to that later in the card trick, but for now, we have the Jack of Diamonds, we have the 8 of Clubs, we also have the 2 of Diamonds right here, and our last card is the 7 of Spades. So I am going to need my spectator to choose one of these 4 cards as their selection. So all I'm going to do here, guys, is just take off cards one at a time from the bottom here, and I would have my spectator call stop anywhere as I'm doing this. And wherever they call stop, that will be their selection. So let's say my spectator calls stop right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the card that my spectator called stop at. I do not want to look at it. Make sure you memorize your selection right there. We're going to go ahead and place the 4 cards on the table. And I would explain to my spectator that I'm going to try something pretty impossible right now. So I'm going to snap my fingers over the pack of 4, wave my hand over it, and you will see something pretty cool happens because we now have 1, 2, and 3 cards only. 1 card has disappeared from our pack of 4, and you may notice the card that disappeared actually looks rather familiar because the one that disappeared should be your selection. Now, the question is, where did that card go? We do have this red-backed deck on the table that has been in your sight the entire time. I'm going to take the deck, I'm going to spread it out on the table, and you will see that 1 card is face up in the middle of the deck, the 7 of Spades, which I believe is your selection. But if this 7 of Spades is truly your selection, it will also have a blue back, just like this. So guys, that is the trick. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you want to learn how to perform it, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that performance. This is a really great card trick that has a very powerful ending, as you guys saw in the performance. And credit to Totally Magic for this effect. And now let's get right into the tutorial. So for this card trick, you are going to need to make a gimmick, and that gimmick being a double-faced card. And I will explain how to make this. It's really easy. If you do not have an actual double-faced card, you can just take some double-sided tape, which is what I did, and then I placed the double-sided tape on the back of the cards to make the double-faced card. And I'll explain which cards you need for this in just a sec here. And this trick does work best if you have 2 different colored decks, for, you know, like a red bicycle deck and a blue bicycle deck, which is what I used for the performance. And here is the setup. So you're going to want to take 1 card from your blue back deck. I just chose the 7 of Spades. It can be any card from the deck. And then you are also going to take out 2 more random cards from that blue back deck. These cards can also be any ones that you want. These are just random. And then you are going to take your red deck, which will be in this case the Revelation deck. This is going to be the deck that is on the table the entire time. You're going to take the card that you took from your blue deck. This is going to be your spectator selection. All this just goes face up in the middle of the Revelation deck. So make sure the back of this card is different from the rest of this deck. So this goes face up in the middle. And then for the double face card, all you're going to do is take a duplicate 7 of Spades or whichever card you had here. So guys, this is just the 7 of Spades from this red deck. As you can see here, I just took the 7 of Spades from the red deck just to make things simpler because it does have the exact same face, and it just made it easier, obviously, to get a 7 of Spades. So I took this 7 of Spades, and then the card that goes directly on top of it, that is just another random card. This is just a Jack of Diamonds from the blue deck. I hope this is not too confusing. It's really simple, guys, once you get your 2 decks and make the setup. So this is going to be a double face card. Just take some double-sided tape, place it on the backs, and apply pressure, and you're good to go. Once you have this, remember the card that's face up here in the middle is going to be your Force card. That is face up in the Revelation deck. And you're going to start off with the opposite side showing. The random card side is going to be showing on the gimmick. You do not want the 7 of Spades, in this case our spectator selection, to be showing to start. This goes face up on the bottom. Double-faced card is on the bottom. and you can place these cards on the table and you're good to go. So you can go up to your spectator, explain to them that you are going to be using these 4 cards for the trick. You want your spectator to think you have 4 cards here, and obviously be careful when you're spreading them out to start. Just spread the first one over a little bit. Don't flash anything like that. And you can make mention of the deck here that's off to the side. You're gonna tell your spectator that's just gonna stay there for the duration of the trick, and we will get to it later. Just something along the lines of that, make sure they see it. You're gonna turn these cards face up, and you're going to basically show the 4 faces to your spectator, and here's how you're gonna wanna do that. So you have the double face card first. You're gonna spread that off. You're gonna tell your spectator, okay, we have the Jack of Diamonds. Then you're gonna turn these 2 blue cards right on top of it. You're gonna say, okay, we have the Jack of Diamonds. And then you're gonna turn the top card over. You're gonna say, okay, we have the 8 of Clubs. This is just a random card. This goes right to the bottom. Once you have done those 2, all you're gonna do is turn this pack over, take the bottommost card, which is that other random card. You're gonna say, okay, we have the 2 of Diamonds. That goes face down on top. And then the last card you're showing here is the other side to your double facer, which is going to be your spectator selection once you force it. So I'll explain that force in just a sec. You're gonna say, okay, we have the 7 of Spades. You're gonna turn these 2 face up. Make sure you keep them square. Don't go like that, or else your spectator will see you only have 3 cards. You're gonna turn this over and place a double facer right there on the bottom. I hope that made sense. I'm gonna go through it one more time here quickly. You start off with the double facer, the opposite, the random card showing. You're gonna say, okay, we have the Jack of Diamonds. Turn these 2 right on top of it. You show the top card. We have the 2 of Diamonds. That goes to the bottom. After you do those 2, you flip it over. We have the 8 of Clubs. Take the card from the bottom there. Place that on top, and then you're going to show the other side. You're going to say, okay, we have the 7 of Spades, and then you just place that right there on the bottom. From here, with the double facer on the bottom, and the card that is showing needs to be the one that matches the card that's face up in the other deck. This is going to be your spectator selection that you're going to force. Here's how you're going to do that force. You're going to grip the deck like this. You're going to turn it over, and as you're turning your hands over, you're going to pull back on the card like this a little bit. So you're going to be doing this force. You're going to tell your spectator, okay, I'm going to be taking the bottom card and just placing it on the top. And all you're doing here is just alternating places with these top 2 cards. And the card that you're forcing, your double facer, is just going to stay there on the bottom. So you're just going to be switching the top and middle cards just like that. And wherever your spectator calls stop, you're going to square up the pack like this. This is the exposed view. You're going to square up the pack, and you will force that 7 of Spades onto your spectator. Once they have seen their card, you can just show it to them, but you are going to know it, obviously. But just have your spectator look at it. You're going to place these 4 cards on the table. In reality, you have the 2 random cards in your gimmick. They're on the bottom. Tell your spectator, snap your fingers, do whatever you want to, and show them that 1 card actually disappeared. You're going to turn this one face up, bring it to the bottom, and then you're going to turn this one face up, and then the other side of that double facer will reveal itself, and it will make it seem like their card just completely disappeared, which is really cool. And just to add to the effect that you have all blue backed cards here, you can square up the double facer with one of the 2 random cards. You can turn it over like this quickly, and it will make it seem like the Jack of Diamonds has a blue back. Place that down, and then show these 2 cards just like that casually. Your spectator will think these are 3 blue backed cards, which is what you want, but in reality, this is a gimmick. So at this point, once it seems like their selection, the 7 of Spades, has disappeared, you're going to go to the red deck that's on the table, and all you're going to do is make mention to your spectator that this has been on the table the entire time. You spread out the cards face down, and they will see that the 7 of Spades is face up, and they will be really confused. And then for the kicker ending, just to completely blow their minds, you will show them that this card has a blue back, and it makes it seem like their card just completely teleported from here into the middle of the deck. And guys, that is basically the trick. You unfortunately don't come off completely clean because you do have this gimmick, so just be careful in your cleanup for this trick. Make sure your spectator doesn't really examine the cards because they will see that you have the gimmick. And you can, open up your routine with this trick because it does require a little setup, and then get into some impromptu tricks with the red deck after that if you want to. So I hope that made sense. I know it can be a little confusing at the start with how you're showing the cards, but let me know if you have any questions. Rewatch the part of this tutorial where I explain how to, show the cards at the start and you show all 4 faces. But that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I will see you all in my next video. Peace out.